Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Been My Pleasure. My name is JC. Joining me today is another pixelated friend I'll be introducing you to. And she's going to tell you a little bit about her background. She comes from a family dining casual experience. It's a corporately owned restaurant. She has recently moved into another corporately owned family style, less casual, but still casual dining, but not nearly as casual as where she came from, that serves specific food types, and I believe it's Italian. So let your mind go wild where she might work. Thanks again for joining us, my friends. Joining me today is my pixelated friend,
Carrie.
Carrie. All right, Carrie, that's a great fake name. Thank you for joining us. Carrie, I've just told everybody where you've worked in the past and where you are working now. Is there anything you'd like to share about your work experience that you can kind of develop the story of Carrie?
Sure. All right. Well, I like working in the food service industry because I'm not the type of person who's going to sit down at a desk and just do their work there all day. I like moving around. I like being around people. I like working with all different kinds of people. So I've really found that the money's good, the people I work with are really good, and then usually the customers are pretty okay for the most part.
Pretty okay.
Pretty okay. Yeah. So.
Okay. So the big reason that Carrie is in the food and beverage industry is because she doesn't like sitting at a desk, which I've done a desk job. It can be appealing sitting there all day, but I also know that I got sick and tired of doing it, despite the fact it was a nearly six-figure income at the time. Yeah. So I stopped doing that and transitioned into something else. You're right, it is frustrating just sitting there looking at a monitor all day, or answering a phone all day, or miscellaneous.
I like some variety in my day.
You definitely get variety. In the food and beverage industry, if you're thinking about getting into the industry and you're watching this because your friends are already doing it, know that yes, you will be doing different things all day long, despite the fact it's essentially the same thing all day long.
True.
You're going to need to go to tables and greet guests and take their orders and provide them service and wish them a great day and send them on their way, but along the way you're going to be running around the restaurant helping other people out. You're going to have time to have conversations with others just as you would with anybody else at any other job. But it's nice because when there's no work to be done, which can happen. I mean, they always say if you got time to lean, you got time to clean. But yeah, you can clean while you're chit-chatting with your buddy. You could be sitting there rolling silverware, for example. Is there anything about the job that you don't like? Is there anything that, is the kitchen staff, the cook staff all right for you? Is management all right for you, et cetera, et cetera? You're pixelated, nobody will know.
Well, let's just say, we'll start with the cook and the kitchen staff. Their job definitely sucks more than ours. Like, they're stuck in the kitchen with no windows, no interaction with anybody besides the two dudes standing next to them, or ladies. They make less than we do typically, so I can understand why, if I came to work for their job, I would hate my job too. But a lot of times that I worked at several different restaurants, all chains, and what I found that typically the cooks tend to be really overly flirtatious in a disgusting way sometimes, and as a female that sometimes it's just really distracting and almost irritating when you're just trying to do your job. Like, if you're not having the best day and your tables are annoying you and the night's just not going your way, and then you go back in the kitchen and then there's this cook being vulgar with you, it just adds this whole other level of inappropriateness that just sometimes is annoying.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side of that, sometimes it's kind of fun to mess around with them a little bit.
I was gonna say, I have seen you totally egg them on.
Because yes, I am an egger, that's for sure. But
so when people say you're asking for it, she's the prototypical. She's asking for it.
Yeah.
But everybody deserves to work in a safe workplace environment. And when she says, "Knock it off, guys," they're like, "Okay, she's not trying right now." They actually do respect you. It's funny that you guys have this back and forth that cracks me up.
Yeah. So that's one thing. The management, on the other hand, I've had some really awesome managers. I've had some really not so awesome managers. I've had many that have fallen in between. The thing that probably typically most bothers me with managers is their lack of fairness sometimes. Just with scheduling, or if you're in a situation that you need to leave work or something like that. And I understand if you're committed to being there for a certain amount of time for a shift, like you have to be there. But just, man, sometimes the managers, like, they just, I don't know, they forget what it's like to be on the other side, and they just...
Right. So sometimes they forget that we're a team of people.
Yeah.
And they want you to be just this piece of their puzzle to make their operation run.
Exactly.
Yeah, they lose that. There's a lack of connection there sometimes. But when you're working with management that is the beneficial type that wants you to enjoy
Awesome.
yourself.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, because they should know that if you're not happy doing your job, you're not going to do your job well, and that's going to affect their bottom line. They should all, I would say, be morale officers by and large. Yes, you want to get the jobs done, and there are going to be times when people, for example, I got a call the other day, JC, can you come help me out? One of my guys isn't coming in. So off I went because he's my buddy and I'm going to help him.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So yeah, that's what we're talking. Oh, and by the way, speaking of the cooks not making as much money as servers, their base pay is greater. Their base hourly is greater, but because of the tips that you get, you're going to
fluctuate higher.
over them.
Yeah.
And of course, you're welcome to tip your kitchen staff, as I do from time to time when a steak comes out particularly perfectly done, not well done, but perfectly done, I'll say. And even if it's a well done steak that's perfectly done, if the guest likes it that way, so be it. If you can get a well done steak that's not dry, okay. But
it's a miracle.
Yeah, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. Well, great. I'm glad that you by and large have a good time. So for you servers at home who are thinking of getting into the industry at the corporate level family dining casual environment, don't be surprised if your kitchen staff is a bunch of hangabouts, a bunch of hooligans.
A bunch of hooligans, that's what I would say.
They're hilarious guys. I can't wait to get some of them on here because they'll call you out just as readily.
Oh yeah,
It's a brother-sister thing with this one, I guarantee you. If you don't have any siblings, then hopefully you can relate in some fashion by being aware that those things exist. They're always giving each other trouble. But they both are like, all right, that's enough. All right. So
very true.
It's a sibling rivalry in the kitchen. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
I've been looking forward to getting you, Carrie,
Carrie.
I've been looking forward to get you out here. You're gonna enjoy.
It's been a couple months.
Yeah,
right?
I know. But you're here finally.
I know.
At the Attic.
I know.
At 44th Street and Indian School in the Greater Phoenix metropolitan area.
It's beautiful.
Come on by for the best burger in town. Some say the world. You're gonna get to experience it today for the first time ever.
So excited.
All right, and it'll be fun. My friends, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, by all means, don't forget to subscribe to my channel by clicking on my pixelated friend's face to see more content like this. I think I got that out right. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up, and if you didn't, you know what to do. But besides that, thank you very much for joining us. My name is JC. It has been my pleasure. What is that beeping sound?
I think